1116 SEN. Welcome to Sunday Sports Central.
This is a historic day. Mark Winterbottom takes out the 2013 Bathurst 1000
for three. And there we go, Melbourne Tigers.
Oh, what a catch by Michael Clark, the inspirational leader.
Murray! Oh, that's a superb shot.
It's in your hole. Adam Scott has just sucked the putt.
How about that?
And he has won the Masters.
Live from the world's sporting capital, this is 1116 SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
It is 1:05. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Sports Central here on 1116 SEN, Melbourne's home of sport. I'm Kevin Hillier here till 6 o'clock tonight. Of course, at 2 this afternoon, we'll go to Hisense Arena. Nice new venue for us to take the basketball coverage today. Brett Thomas and the team calling all the action this afternoon as the Melbourne Tigers take on the Perth Wildcats. Bit of bad blood between them when they last met too at the end of the game, so it could be a match with a bit of a difference, a bit more of a spice in it this afternoon. We'll get to Brett at 2 o'clock this afternoon, full coverage of that game. And joining me in the studio after 4 o'clock this afternoon from The Age and, of course, from SEN's football coverage, Rowan Connolly will be in the studio to talk some footy. So we've got a big afternoon. We'll keep you across all the live sport. Of course, the last of the T20 internationals. So the girls are on the women's version from a little after 2 o'clock. And, of course, Smokey Dawson will be here tonight from 7:30 with full coverage, score updates of the match between Australia and England to finish off our international summer of cricket. But first up, some local footy. And it is time for the local locker room, thanks to sportsupport.com.au. G'day, Ben. Welcome.
Yeah, g'day, Kev. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Lots happening in local footy. It's all about to explode now because clearances have opened.
It has, and today I've actually heard that the clearances have exploded, like you sort of said. NFL, our insider, we'll be talking about some of those rumours, and we'll also be talking to a couple of local legends from around the WRFL.
Yeah, Steve Tom, a mate of mine, and who's been involved with me for the last 11 years in the local radio coverage of the Western Region Footy League. He's got a few stories to tell about a few of the colourful people from the western suburbs, so we'll catch up with Tomsy a little later on in the program. Former Collingwood player Ben Johnson's also going to join us on the program. Now, where's he playing this year?
Yeah, so the ex-Collingwood player has joined the Doncaster Sharks in Divi 2 in the Eastern Footy League, so we'll be catching up with him, talking about his transition from AFL footy into the local levels.
Now, the Facebook, all you have to do is jump on the website, which is sportsupport.com.au. Go to the Facebook tile that's there, and you can have a look at all the interaction that you've had. Yeah, had a fair bit of interaction during the week, too.
Yeah, well, we had a lot of interaction about the local legend series last year. Frogger, he seems to be getting all the attention. Had a lot of feedback about his subtle mention of his premiership room and his confusion surrounding yellow footies in the WA and using them during the week. But for all the interaction, if you do want to ask Benny a question, just jump on that Facebook page and jot your question down, and we'll try and read it out on air.
All right, let's get to the first of our insiders from around the footy circles, and with all the inside information, I think we should call this bloke, he's from the WRFL, I think we should call him the Weasel from the WRFL, and he'll know why I refer to him like that. Go ahead, our WRFL insider.
G'day, Kevin. How's it going?
Yeah, very well, thank you. You're happy to put your name to your information, are you?
Oh, not a problem, mate. You know me. Don't shy away from a bit of controversy.
How are you, Evo? You good?
Yes, good, Kevin. Very good, mate.
What's going on in the WRFL, mate? What can you tell us?
No, not a great deal, mate. The main reason we've got Chrissy Graham, which will be joining Wyndham Vale Falcons. Hopefully the rumours are true, and round one he'll line up. He comes from Terrelgan. He's the older brother of Nick Graham, the Carlton-listed player.
Right.
And he's got a fair bit of pace and speed, and a very confident lad, and hopefully he'll have a big year for Wyndham Vale in the WRFL.
Now, while we're talking about Wyndham Vale, I saw on the WRFL clearances that Paul O'Shea put a clearance in to go and play in the Northern Territory and then pulled it. Is he back with you boys this year?
Yeah, it's done under one of them permit systems. He's definitely playing with us. It's just a bit of his pre-season fitness type thing. So he's going up to Tiwi Islands, and I think he's going to play 2 games or 3 games over the next month or so. And yeah, so he's 100% guaranteed, signed on, and playing with Wyndham Vale Falcons 2014.
And last week we did touch on Deer Park. A lot of rumours coming out of there about ex-AFL players floating back. What can you tell us about Deer Park?
Deer Park have got Ryan Hargrove confirmed playing there for a minimum of half the year, so he's 100% confirmed playing. They've also got obviously Jimmy Kondos back, who was a premiership coach there, playing coach a couple of years ago in the Division 2, so he's back again playing with Deer Park, and hopefully take the full forward position.
Brad Guerra and Thornton also linked to the club, is that right?
Yeah, Guerra and Thornton, where his brother plays there, so he's signed on, and which will be absolutely huge for their club. Obviously, AFL Premiership player coming straight back is massive, and I don't think any league has really had that in one continuous year from an AFL Premiership straight down to the local footy. So that'll be big for them. And Brett Thornton, he signed on just before Christmas, so they're looking pretty ominous again in the Division 1 WRFL.
They certainly are. They haven't lost much. I believe Heath Ayres is running around again this year, and James Wong's another one they've signed. I think 100 goal kicker in one of the country competitions, and Jack Purton-Smith from Werribee's headed down there as well. So they've certainly the stocks are up at Deer Park, and Hoppers Crossing. I don't know if you've caught up with this, Evo, but there's been a massive player movement there, and Wade Skipper's come in. He's the only one I know of that's come in, but an awful lot have gone out, including Brad Murphy, who's gone up to coach Melton in the Melton competition.
Yeah, Murph's gone up to Melton, which is probably really disappointing for the Hoppers Footy Club, as he had a lot to do with the inside running in the club and also the juniors, under 18s there. So he had spent the last couple of years bringing a lot of them kids up to play seniors and sort of grooming them for the club. So I reckon that would be a disappointing loss for Hoppers Crossing. And obviously Big Skip, he's another amazing player, and he's very, very good mates with Critter, who's a coach down there obviously now for Stephen Crittiuk. So he finally got that move over the line, and not shy from having a crack from Wyndham Vale, if I might say ourselves. But yeah, Hoppers Crossing, obviously a Division 1 club and a powerhouse, and they're hoping to have a big year this year.
Yep, I see a whole lot of clearances are up on the Western Region Footy League site at the moment, so if you want to check those ones out, there's a few in there, a few big names in there, including the one for Paul for his Northern Territory one. So that's up and about. Any other news from the WRFL?
Oh, probably just a quick one. I think David Mitchell, who was an old Hoppers coach, and he coached there for about 5 years, he's come back as a player again, a full forward down at North Footscray. So that's been confirmed, and he's playing, which is pretty big. He's obviously ex-VFL, and I think he had a couple of pre-seasons at Richmond at one stage, and Team of the Year in the VFL. And his presence at North Footscray struggled the last couple of years in Division 1, coming back now to Division 2 as he's going to be absolutely amazing. So we've also signed on a bloke called Brendan Chugg, which is a top line on baller from the Country League. So he's North Footscray are looking good again. So for this year in 2014.
Yep, Basil Ball-Ace coaching down there. His first stint as a senior coach. It'll be interesting to see how they go. Thanks, Evo. Talk to you again soon.
No worries, guys. Enjoy the day.
The latest from the Western Region Footy League. Let's get to the EDFL now. Good afternoon.
How you going?
Good, thank you. What's going on in the EDFL?
There's been a little bit more movement. We sort of didn't get to cover most of it last week, but after spending the day amongst a few of the locals at a music festival yesterday, we were able to confirm a few more things.
Yep. And
a local footy scores, a very dear friend of local footy scores, Darcy Danaher, is going to put on the boots and join his brother at his local club, Aberfeldy. So that's a big signing that's a big signing. His old man Anthony's a big player down there behind the scenes, so he'll be rapt to get the two boys into the one side. Pascoe Vale have signed Nick Lawless, who's a Yarrawonga Premiership player, and Bevan Newell's come across from Moonee Valley. Strathmore have signed. They've added a bit of height to their lineup with Essendon VFL listed ruckman Sam Tagliabue, who played in Old Davin's Premiership side this year. He's come across. And I suppose the big news from Greenvale is that they've got back Rowan Nanya from Montmorency, who he was the 2012 best on ground in the grand final.
Was on the Bulldogs list there for a while, for a couple of years too.
Yeah, back when he used to have dreadlocks and not as big as muscles. And I suppose not much has come out of the recently promoted Northern Saints, but they've been able to sign a former Essendon New South Wales scholarship holder, Jed Clothier, who's also signed on with Essendon in the VFL. So there's a little bit of movement, but I think the transfer window opens online tomorrow, so there should be a little bit more, I suppose, confirmation of all this going on. So yeah, that's about it.
You also during the week posted some stuff about Vance Joy and his link to local footy. What can you tell us about that?
Once again, yesterday at the festival, there was he's a former Coburg player. He played 28 games there between 2008 and 2009, and he's really taken to the live music scene at the moment. And I was actually with a few of the Coburg boys yesterday who are claiming he's their new number one ticket holder. So he's going from strength to strength with his music, and obviously he's well known for his song on Riptide, which has been shown in a few commercials and the rest of the sort. So I think it's in the UK top 10 at the moment. So he seems to be going pretty well, and it's good to see that, you know, outside of, I suppose, football, there's other avenues for blokes that excel in.
I think that footage of him in a share house in Brunswick with the song Riptide being played on ukulele in 2012 is pretty fitting, and what this show's all about, really, the local links, and it's good to see somebody come good. Yeah,
exactly right. And I mean, it's a great song. So hopefully he can go from strength to strength and not forget his days at Coburg, because I don't think the boys will, Ben Clifton and James Saville, I don't think them boys will let him forget his days as centre-half back out at the Burger Dome in Coburg. So, yeah.
As you should. Thanks for your time. We'll talk again next week. Let's get to the NFL now, the Northern Footy League. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. How are we?
Yeah, good. What's the news that you can share with Ben and myself?
Well, there's a lot of rumours this week. Nothing really. The clearance has opened yesterday, as you mentioned at the start of the show, and 55 jumped on straight away as soon as it opened, and 2 have already been knocked back. A couple of lads leaving that want to leave Heidelberg, the powerhouse of the NFL, one of the powerhouse of the NFL, and they've already knocked back a couple of them. So there'll be interesting times on the clearance boards over the next couple of months. There's no doubt.
We had a couple of rumours surrounding Aaron Davey, Brendan Favola, and a couple of heading down to Essendon. Can we put any weight behind those?
I still can't put any weight behind those. The Favola, the Davey one looks like a definite. Looks like he'll probably play a couple of games in those VFL bye games. You know, those ring-in when they come in and play a couple of games. Now that's still. It's definitely a possibility, but still nothing confirmed that. And on those, a couple of blokes from Bendigo, some good young players like Mangan and Brooker have decided to part ways with Montmorency and find another side to use on those VFL bye weekends. So Monty have lost a couple of players there that are pretty decent players. Some
pretty good signings too for the Fitzroy Stars. On the Facebook page during the week, we were able to confirm that Chris Egan and Port Adelaide and St Kilda player Alan Murray have both signed with the club for the season.
And this is I know it's my second. I think everyone likes what's happening over at Fitzroy Stars. You know, the community they work and play for, and to have names like that. And I've got no doubt that this is the year. This year they fell over a little bit last year in the grand final, but I watched that game. It was a cracking game. Those boys will be back, and that's going to be a big club. And I think everyone wants to see a strong, healthy Fitzroy Stars for that community.
I think certainly, and another powerhouse that was from the Division 1 ranks in the 90s, North Heidelberg. They've recruited really well in the off season as well. Jeff Ryan being a huge name for them.
That's a big name. There's a lot of talk at the kennel, and that's great. Great for the competition if the dogs are back up and barking, and you know. All still rumours. Still not going to confirm too many things just yet.
Yep, dancing with your sister at the moment. Good on you. Thanks for your time. It's 18 past 1 here on the local locker room. Thanks to sportsupport.com.au. Jump on the website, go to the Facebook page, and tell us what you've heard locally in your area about your local footy club or your local footy competition. Who's going where? We don't deal in rumours. Such we like it to be facts. So we'll try and validate anything that we say so as we don't get people into trouble. And it doesn't take long for the knockbacks to come on the clearance page, does it?
No, it doesn't. It's straight away, almost immediate.
It's the quickest thing in the world, that one. No, denied. 18 past 1. Now, this is sort of the whiteboard segment where we give you the opportunity to talk about some fundraising opportunities for your club. And you can do that by giving us a buzz on 9429 11 16. Text through your thoughts on 0433 98 11 16. And we've got Peter Dean on the phone now. It's not the Peter Dean who played for Carlton. He's from Parkside, this Peter Dean. And it's not the Parkside in the Western Region Footy League. It's the other Parkside. G'day, Pete.
G'day, how you going, mate?
Yeah, very well. Now, you had a big fundraising night last night. Firstly, tell us the background behind it.
The background is my son was born with a pretty rare genetic disorder. It's called PKU. Pretty much means he's allergic to, well, not allergic, he can't handle protein. So his liver can't break it down and ends up sending toxins to the brain. And if it left untreated, he'd be totally mentally retarded. So,
geez, how did you discover it, Pete? How'd they track it down?
It's picked up in the heel prick at birth. I think they do it after day 2, and they test for a multitude of things, and that's just one of the things that they check for in the blood test. So,
wow.
Yeah, we're lucky he got picked up early. Otherwise, he's 3 now, so he'd be pretty much zero intelligence. So it's an extremely strict diet. It's pretty much just fruit and veggies and nothing else. No meat ever, and no pasta, rice, bread, anything like that. So,
gee, that makes it hard, doesn't it?
It does, mate. Yeah. So we're pretty keen to try and find a cure for it, and we raised a lot of money last night. So it was a ripping function. It was really well supported by all the boys. So we're very proud boy today.
Which, I think that's fantastic. I mean, local footy, we had a bit to do with South Barwon a couple of years ago when they played in the Best of the Best tournament, and the stuff that they've been doing for Casey Tatunji over the last 6 to 12 months or however long it's been has been enormous. We've noticed that the Bannister family's really got behind Rick recently, and having 200-plus guests there last night, I just want you to touch on, being involved with local footy, how much that sort of means to you have those people supporting you and backing you up, Pete?
Look, Benny, it was... probably 80% of the people there would have been contacted some way through local footy. Obviously, my ties at Parkside were very strong there last night, but also, I got a lot of mates at North Heidelberg, and right across the board, even back to my cricketing days, there was blokes that come back and supported him. Mickey Lewis was there, played cricket against him many years ago, and he came back to support the turn. And even the amount of things that were donated all pretty much come through local footy. It was just, it was a very humbling event just to see, when you need something, to know that you got the support of all your friends that you've met through footy, and you just know that they're there for you. So there was a very proud moment last night for my family. Yeah,
as we talk money and we talk transfers, sometimes it gets a little bit lost. That I think the true heart and soul of clubs is when you can get that sort of support, and I think it's fantastic. There's also a special mention out to the MFB. You're a fiery as well.
Yeah, mate. Look, probably the other 20% was from the MFB. It's a brilliant organisation to be a part of. They rally around when you're in a time of need, and I'm absolutely blessed to be involved with local footy for I think 24 years. I've been at Parkside now, and just the friends you meet through playing and end up coaching, and the contacts you make, you're obviously friends for life. There's people there I hadn't, probably seen or played against for 10, 15 years, but since they heard of the cause, they were there with bells on. So yeah, it was just a great night, mate. Yeah, really good.
And you're out at Northcote Park Cricket Club at the moment, just raising some more money for another charity. I mean, you're just racking up the tickets here at the moment, aren't you, Pete?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's been a very generous weekend, but I'm doing a little bit hard today. It was a pretty long night last night, and the MFB, we just got beat on the last ball of the day from the Northcote Park football or veteran side, or second 11, I think it was, and they're about to kick off again. The Northcote Park footballers are playing the the Northcote District cricket side. So all for, it's called Pink Stumps Day, all for breast cancer. So looking to have a big day here again today, mate.
Geez, you're a doer, Pete. You're an absolute doer. Mate, ongoing support in terms of if anyone has just heard about this and, wants to help out financially or get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to go about that?
Yeah, mate, you can still go to the website. It's pkuandme.com.au. And you can still donate there if anyone would like to. We'd be more than appreciative. Our goal was 10,000, and we absolutely smashed through that last night. So, the more the better, obviously. So it all goes into the research to finding a cure for it.
I think we'll whack a link up on the Facebook page as well, mate. So
that'd be awesome. Thanks, Benny.
Good on you, Pete. Well done, mate. Congratulations on that, and all the best of luck for you and your family.
Thanks, Kev. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for your time.
No Peter Dean joining us there from the Parkside Footy Club, and you're right. That's exactly what local footy's about. When you can talk about the money that blokes get paid and all the other stuff, but when it comes down to tin tax, it's all about helping each other out and being a community, being a football community.
Oh, it is, and I think if you don't have that as your foundation at the end, I don't really know what you're playing for.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. You're listening to the local locker room. Thanks to sportsupport.com.au. Just go to the web page and click on the little Facebook tile there and let us know what's happening in your football world. 1 on 11:16 SEN.
Morning Glory with Andrew Marr and Andrew Gaze.
It's been an absolutely massive week on Morning Glory. Man, I'd love to get involved again in some way, shape or form and back and work with some of these younger batters around the country.
How many flannies have you got in your wardrobe?
A couple.
Okay, how many pairs of tracksuit pants do you own?
Yeah, I remember being at Paul Hester's 21st birthday, but, I mean, in those days I used to leave most of my violence on the field.
We'll be back to do it all again tomorrow at 6. We'll see you then.
Morning Glory, weekdays 6 to 9 for your Holden dealer. Think Holden and save. On 1116 SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Life's best adventures begin with the right gear, and you can get all the gear you need at Jeep Clothing Stores. Whether it's exploring the great outdoors, heading to the footy or cricket, or spending the weekend with your mates, you can go anywhere, do anything, anytime in Jeep Clothing. Easy fit, comfortable, quality casual wear. Jeep. Clothing for all life's adventures. 12 stores in Melbourne and Geelong. jeeplife.com.au.
Hi, Simon Helmut from the Melbourne Renegades, reminding you to get some mates together for the new indoor cricket season at Action Indoor Sports. The six-a-side format is even faster than 2020, and with leagues for all standards, you'll definitely make the grade. After the game, enjoy drinking a bar with your team and analyse all the stats. Take the lead and have a bash. There's Action Indoor Sports centres all over town, so you're never far away from the action. There's also indoor soccer and netball comps for the Wags. For your nearest venue and to enter your team, go to actionindoorsports.com.au today.
Hello to life changing all the time.
Hello, we're Chisholm and Gaiman, and we know you're going to like us.
We're Bayside, a team of proud and passionate property people.
One team,
3 offices,
one community.
We'll keep you informed every step of the way.
And we'll do that with professionalism, pride and passion.
Hello, we're Chisholm and Gaiman.
At home in Blackrock, Elwood and Port Melbourne.
Visit chisholmgaiman.com.au.
Wherever you go, say hello.
Transform your humble backyard with Rover. Create a space that turns your house into a home, where you can enjoy spending quality time, where your family can play together, grow together, and just be together. Rover. At home outdoors. Rover. Lawnmowers, ride-ons, line trimmers and more. Available at approved specialist mower stores, Masters and Mitre 10. To find your nearest Rover partner, go to rover.com.au.
Did you know the temperature inside a parked car can be up to double the outside temperature? That means your child could be sweltering in 70-degree heat if left alone inside a parked car. One moment could lead to a tragic result. If you're travelling with a child, never leave them alone in a parked car, even for one moment. For more information, go to www.kidsafevic.com.au. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
18 games in 18 days. The NAB Challenge starts February 12 on 1116 SEN.
Which players will stand out in 2014? Do you have what it takes? Victoria Police is recruiting PSOs now. Google Victoria Police Careers.
On 1116 SEN, Sunday Sports Central with Kevin Hillier.
27 past 1 here on Sunday Sports Central, and part of it each and every Sunday through until the start of the footy season is the local locker room, talking about grassroots footy with thanks to sportsupport.com.au. Now, tell us a little about the sports supports while we've got a tick, Ben.
Yeah, look, Sports Support was developed a few years ago to help, I suppose, volunteers save time and clubs save money so that they could run an efficient ship. And look, basically, you can just go to the Sports Support page, sportsupport.com.au. You can click on the link there, register. It takes around about 30 seconds, and you can order anything that you need for your club. So you basically think of us as the committee man that you would love to have and rely on that gets everything done. You basically order your canteen foods, your bar goods, whatever it is online, and we'll come and deliver it after hours at your club when someone's there.
Yeah, that makes it a lot easier, doesn't it? There's a lot less running around.
A lot of running around to operate a club, and I don't think people really appreciate it until they've actually been in the job or in the chair about how much time it does take to get that hot dog from that store in that pot and cook it and put it in a roll.
You don't think about that when you're standing in the food line at the Sunshine Kangaroos waiting for your hot dog. You're not thinking about how many people it took to actually put it all together.
Exactly, but you do complain quickly when it's cold.
Yeah, yes, you most certainly do. And your background in local footy?
Look, I was involved with the local club in the Northern Football League and have been associated with them since I was 6 months old. My christening party was at that club, so I've always had a really close.
Your what?
My christening christening party when I was 6 months old.
Your christening party, you had no chance, did you?
No, I was pretty much going to be there.
Always going to be involved. 1, and someone who's involved in local footy, playing at the Doncaster Sharks this year, former Collingwood player Ben Johnson's on the line. G'day, Ben.
G'day, guys. How you going?
Very well, thank you.
How are you, Ben?
Yeah, not too bad.
That's good. Thanks for joining us on a Sunday. Really appreciate that, mate. And just wanted to have a little bit of a chat about your transition from Powerhouse Club Collingwood to the Doncaster Sharks. How are you finding all that, mate?
To the Powerhouse Sharks, mate.
Yeah, the Powerhouse Sharks are going pretty well at the moment.
Yeah, no, boys training pretty hard.
Yeah, working.
Pretty positive, actually. I think we're looking to have a pretty big year.
Yeah, you're very well run off field. I've had a little bit to do with the Doncaster Sharks, and obviously there's a lot of support coming from United Petroleum and in particular Eddie, I suppose.
Yeah, Eddie's been great. Same, another sponsor, Rocket too.
Yeah, so they're putting in heaps of time and they're putting in a lot of effort, but you definitely need a big support staff to pull it all together. Was it really the club's approach towards recruiting you that got you over the line?
Yeah, well, one of my good mates has played there all his life, pretty much. Disco Adrian Galauchi, and it's because of him. Like, he set up a meeting with Rocket and Laddie, the president.
Right.
And we just had dinner, and straight away they're just great blokes, and after dinner I pretty much knew I was going to play there. Just good people, good family club. Their boys get the kids down there, parents come down, and it's just a good place to be around.
And it must be a bit of a step backwards, I suppose, from the pressures that are surrounding AFL footy. And to go back, are you enjoying your time? Tuesday, Thursday training, I suppose, will be coming up soon, and Saturday afternoon.
Wednesday, Friday at the moment.
Right, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
We'll probably go into Tuesday, Thursday during the season.
That'll be good.
Mate, it's been really good. I've got a few mates down there and getting to know all the boys, and it is obviously it's a little bit more relaxed than AFL, which I probably needed because, after 14 years, you get over it a little bit.
Yep.
Ben, was it always...
There'll still be pressure because, our goal is, to get the club into the Divi 1, so, there's going to be pressure, no doubt.
Ben, was it always your intention to go back and play at a local level when your AFL career was over?
Yeah, it was. I was always going to play with some mates. I haven't played with them since I was a kid, so... a few of them have signed up as well, so I'm looking forward to that.
And you talk about the direction to try and get back into, or try to get to Division 1, I suppose. And the Sharks have bounced around between Division 2 and Division 3 for the past few years. There's some pretty big names that are down at the club. Dylan Dipiomenico, his son of Robert, and Matt Schimmelbusch, son of Wayne, ex-St Kilda player Aaron Fiora, and SEN's very own Nathan Thompson's all playing down there this season. With yourself, obviously big things, have to be positive things for 2014.
Yeah, we hope so. And also, I'm waiting to hear back on Taz. I think he's a chance to play as well. And
Chris Tarrant as well.
I think so. And Benny Kinnears, I think he wants to come down and do a little bit of training just to stay fit and just to see how he goes, I think. So.
Jeez, that'll be good.
You never know, mate. But I think we should have a pretty good team.
I think,
and like I said before, the goal is to get the club into Divi 1. Whether that takes, 1 year, 2 years, that's a goal, and hopefully I can stick around for a few years to help make that happen.
Well, it's fantastic for people around the Doncaster community, I suppose, to be up close and personal with a lot of these stars that were just out of the game. I think that's great to get down there and support your local club and do whatever you can do, really. So one of the big senior success things, I suppose, and planning for the future and building a good club is paramount, I suppose, these days. And Luke Parker, he's the captain of your club. I notice he's also coaching the under-19s. That's amazing.
Yeah, he's been very impressive. Like his leadership is, at a really high standard. Like even compared to some of the AFL players that I've played with, and he's going to coach under-19s. Yeah, I think he is, and that'll be great for them kids. He's just the role model for them, and the way he trains and. His voice and stuff, it's just great.
Just a really, really solid junior program by the sounds of things, which I think is fantastic, mate.
Well, there's going to be times during the year that, all the senior players, I think, will help train, the junior teams. And they've got good things in place, hold the club in good stead for the future.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Good on you, Ben. Sounds like you're going to have a bit of fun and enjoy your footy and enjoy yourself socially at a pretty good football club.
Yeah, I will, mate. I'm looking forward to a few beers after the game.
Back to the good old days. Good on you, Ben. Good luck with the Doncaster Sharks for the year.
Thanks again, Benny.
Right.
Ben Johnson joining us there. He'll be running around at the Doncaster, the star-studded Doncaster Sharks by the sound of that.
Absolutely star-studded, yeah.
Goodness gracious me, that'll frighten a few of the other teams off straight away. It's 26-2 here on the local locker room, thanks to sportsupport.com.au. It's our local legend time, and our local legend's a bloke who played over 200 games in the old FDFL, as it was in those days, the Footscray District League. Steve Tom, he's a legend these days because he's been involved in the radio and coverage, media coverage of the league for the last 11 years. Tomsy, hello, mate.
G'day, Kev. Ben, how are you?
Going very well yourself?
You're good, mate. You make me sound old when you go through all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
I'm making you sound old because you are old.
Yes, probably right. That's correct. Yes.
Take us back to that. Take us back to the halcyon days of the old Footscray District League, playing there for West Footscray. Different times to what we're used to now.
Yeah, different football, different personalities too. Even the days of coming in, having a beer after a game with opposition and, spending all hours at their clubs and the umpires coming in. Look, it's all changed. All metropolitan football has changed. The dollar, whether it's been good, whether it's bad, it doesn't matter. It has changed the outlook of a lot of players and the professionalism too, I think, Kev. A lot of players now, we do train Sunday mornings and they get up and they don't have late Saturday nights, but a lot of that bonding, I think that's the saddest part that I find. A lot of that bonding that was there 20, 30 years ago that was fantastic for the clubs growing up, just isn't there as much.
Now, you played under some pretty reasonable coaches in your time. Take us through some of those, Tomsy.
Oh, look, one of the ones that stands out, I think, over the years, we had some good ones at West Footscray. Tony Abaya, who was a triple premiership player at Port Melbourne over the years, legend player. Another mate of mine, Brad Quinn, I suppose, too, is another one that was a genuine coach at local level. But one that stands out, Robert Bones McGee, the legend Richmond premiership player, and also played at the Bulldogs and South Melbourne for quite a while. He got us at West Footscray in 1981. There was no relegation that time, Kev. We finished on the bottom of the ladder, and Bones took over the year after, 1982, and we got up and won the premiership. He was there for 4 years, I think, Boner, and it was just not just him being a coach. He was a mentor. He's the big brother of all of us. We were only 18, 19, 20 at the time. There's a big group of young players coming through that club, and look, just one of the things that stood out. I mean, I think he would have been one of the first to introduce the Sunday morning recovery sessions, and it wasn't just get down there and run a couple of laps. He'd take us to different venues, and he'd take us out to different spots, and I suppose one that stood out in my mind was, would it be about 1984, I think it was, one Sunday morning, middle of winter, I reckon it was 4 to 5 degrees. We went to an outdoor pool out at Brunswick. Might have been the Brunswick pool, but it was definitely over in Brunswick area. And, we had our gear on as we do Sunday mornings, and it was get out, and his direction was, you run 50 laps. I think the long end of the pool, the 50-metre outside of it, you run in that, and you jog the rest. And anyway, 50 laps worth, we'd all done it. All of a sudden come the call from the big Bones. It was, get in the water now. And I reckon the 30 or 40 blokes who were there, without a word of a lie, just within a couple of seconds jumped in the water because Bones said it, we did it, and it was bloody freezing, no doubt. Clothes and all, the whole lot. We, as I said, you did not question, you did not ask, why do I do this? A few of the players these days will say, no, I'm not going to do that. We just did it, and it was just absolutely freezing cold weather, freezing cold water. We got in, we done it, but every Sunday, and this went on for from there on, but the early days, every Sunday we'd go back to the rooms, and Kevin would have breakfast or a mid-morning brunch, and we'd probably 25 to 30 blokes would spend the rest of the days at the club rooms, watching football, playing cards, having one or two quiet beers, or probably a few blokes had more than one or two, but absolutely brilliant bonding, great life learning days under Bones McGee.
And you're frightened of him then, and you still are now.
Still am. See him a hell of a lot, Kevin Ben, and every time I see Bones, I obviously 120% respect for the man, but just and everyone did at West, but I still see him now, and I still not shudder in me boots, but just I like to get that handshake off him, and we get on so well, and he did with every player, and that's the thing with Bones. Robert McGee, having that success at Richmond under Tom Hafey, that sort of breeding, that it's bonding and it's togetherness and it's us against them scenario. Bones brought that to West Footscray in 82, 83, 84, went up to St Albans in, I think, 87, 80, it might have been 88, 89, and really introduced that to them. It's us against them. And he just brought a playing group together that was not going to be defeated because we just hated opposition, and it was us against them all the way through. It was just brilliant.
And you had a bit of a coaching career yourself. How much of that reflected when you're a coach?
Yeah, quite a bit, Ben. It really did. I mean, you do, any coach that's coached at any level, I suppose, but even Metropolitan, you base it on the coaches you've been because you've only learned from who you've been under all the years. And I think a lot of the passion, the pride that, was shown and the bonding, I try to rub that off in the 12 years that I was involved coaching in the Western Region Football League. And, sometimes it works. Sometimes you get a group that are really, can bond them close together. Other times you have to work that little bit extra hard to try and get them together. And even, a lot of eyebrows get raised sometimes. But earlier days, the Tuesday night, it's still done now sometimes, if you feel that it's not a very close group, well, the Tuesday nights gets called off and you get them there and you take them down to the local pub and spend 4 or 5 hours. And if guys that don't have a drink, they can have a soft drink. It's just, the funny thing is just that little bit of bonding, and I'm not saying alcohol is the answer to it all, and it's far, far from it, but it's just little things they can do to bond Metropolitan football, bond players together, closer together. It reflects on field.
I wonder if Buff Lehman sort of instilled that into the Australian cricket team at the moment. They might have taken away the Gatorade culture and brought in the VB one. Who knows? Mate, just to wind this show up, or this segment up, I suppose we always go with the 1, 2, 3 votes, and it's been a great insight into the little career of Stephen Tomsy Toms, but for the one vote, mate, the best player that you played against?
Best player I played against, we're talking early days, and we're back in the 70s and 80s, I suppose. Barry Priest right at the end of his career, and I was only a youngster. The medal, the Western Region Football League medal, is named after this champion player and champion man at the moment. He was probably the best one I've played a game or two against. It was only a couple of years at the start of my career and the end of his career.
Mate, the 2 votes, the toughest man that you played against and hardest opponent, I suppose.
Oh, God, we can name 20 or 30. Look, I'll be honest, I'm going to name Bones again because we've done a lot of physical work at training, and, there's nothing worse. He was a playing coach for many of those, all those years through, and, you didn't want to have to do a contest against the Boner, but North Footscray, Ronnie Brown over the years, Peter Brown, guys like that during the late 70s, early 80s. We're talking Albion, they had a few too. I could keep going. They were tough men, very tough men, tough footballers, but tough men as well. And you knew you'd played a game of football.
And for the 3 votes, mate, probably the most important one, your footy trip hero.
Footy trip hero. Oh, God. Probably, we're going up to probably about 200 players that I've been away with on footy trips. They're all heroes because, as we know, Ben, anyone who's been on a football trip, they are great learning parts of life, and they're educational. And people and wives and that don't go on them, that don't understand, it's very educational for those 3 to 4 days to go on a football trip. And you get to see a lot of sightseeing, and you get to see how the inside of a pub, at a bar and a lounge really works for those 4 or 5 days because you really don't leave.
Exactly right.
Away with.
Now, Tomsy, just as we finish, you're involved, you're chairman of selectors for the WRFL Interleague side?
Yes, mate. Look, I think this is a great concept. I've got to take my hat off to AFL Victoria, Kev. It's a fantastic thing they've introduced. It's going on every year. It's not just a one-off thing, but the big game, the big day is at Visy Park, the 29th of March, and all the competitions are involved. The Western Region Football League, we play the Southern League at 11 a.m. that day. We're ranked 5th and 6th respectively. Later on, Essendon play the Northern League, and later on the day, the Amateurs play the Eastern. It's just an absolutely fantastic thing, and I do personally hope that all the coaches, club officials encourage the players to really embrace this great concept, not just in our competition, but all over the metropolitan competitions. After that, a team will be selected, a squad will be selected to play the Country League. Later on in the year, Brian Royal is the coach of the Metropolitan competition, or the Metropolitan squad team, and Peter Knights is involved with the Country League. So just an absolute brilliant concept. So Brett Jacobs is our senior coach, Aaron Freeland, from Dave Newton, from lots of people in the league. Everyone's on board. We've got some very good people around us, so very excited about what's going on.
Absolutely. Good on you, Tomsy. Appreciate your time. Tomsy, you legend.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Tomsy.
Good boys.
All right, 17-2 here on 11:16 SEN. Thanks, Ben. Back again next Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Can hardly wait, Kev.
With the local locker room, thanks to sportssupport.com.au. Just go and click on the Facebook tile and let us know what's going on in your local football community, and you'll hear it next Sunday afternoon from 1 o'clock. It's 16-2 here on 11:16 SEN.